So let's talk about this thing about this matriarchal family, and then we'll move on. Because I always like that when the sociology books talk about, well, you know, the African American community is a matriarchal community. But guess what? Folks from the continent did not come here as a matriarchal community. A lot of the African countries are patriarchal. There is some matriarchal, there were. And there was some that was collective, where, you know, the role could switch. But they didn't come specifically as a matriarchal people. They became matriarchal because the slave master couldn't handle nothing else. There was no way he was going to let a black male feel like he was important. They were scared to death of black male slaves. So any way possible that we can diminish him, they did. So there was always a big mama in every slave quarters. And we still have big mamas in black families. Big mama, what big mama say supersedes anything anybody else say. Even if she's wrong. Okay? And so how would that go? Let me see if we can do this. I'm tired. Martha, how's things going on up in here? Master, things are okay, but I don't know if we're going to make it to the end of the month with our grain. Oh, Martha, you know you can have whatever you want. You know you my girl. Picture on her cheek like she a child. This woman might be 3 times his age. But he ain't paying Martha no attention. No, you know what he paying attention to? He talking to Martha, but he looking at this little girl named Sally sitting over by the wall with a little straw doll. She about 10, 11 maybe. Martha, that Sally over there is she looking off to the right. What you think? Well, Master, she ain't right yet. Now think about this. Sally's daddy's in the room. He's sitting over here. How do you think he feel? So you know what Martha got to do? Martha got to give him the look. You know what that look is? Don't you do it. And she ain't giving him the look just to save him. She giving the look to save everybody in that room. Do you understand what kind of position that put black women in? They're still in that position. And they're still acting it out and don't even realize they're acting it out. Where they put all these folks in front of them to kind of save the community, to save their family. You see it in domestic violence situations. I know my man is messed up, but look at how they treat him. He's the father of our children. They're like, well, I think you should get rid of him. Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds fine for you. And it ain't all about money. You know, because when you look at the domestic violence book, well, you stay together because of the money and all that. No, it's almost inbred. You stay together because the kids, not always about money. And still that look. And unfortunately, as black men, we done got to the point that we subconsciously resent black women because of that. And you'll hear it when I talk to black men. They sound just like victims. I ain't got no power. She got the power. And in some cases, that's true. But she was put in a position, an uncomfortable position, where she had to always think about everybody else first, no matter what, for the good of the collective. No matter if it's to her worst end. You know, it's like an example of that, a real horrific example of that is The Butler. There's a scene in The Butler out of the plantation where Master's son takes his wife into the cabin. And she tells him not to do nothing. And his little boy watches his daddy. Aren't you going to do something? And when he does, dude shoots him between the eyes. That still is inside. We still see that. I had a young woman say, Mr. Simmons, I don't even know why. I know I need to leave him. It seems like it's in me. I can't leave it. The trauma's in the blood. So we got the import, we got the inbreeding. So now slavery over. We got Jim Crow, 13th Amendment, freed there will be no more, we abolish involuntary servitude except